Hey girls, hold on. Listen up. It's time for A Girl's Perspective, the podcast where girls speak up. Our organization, Know Better to Do Better, is the movement that empowers girls with personal, social, and leadership skills, equipping us for a brighter future. Girls, get ready to speak up because here's our host, the founder of Know Better to Do Better, Paula Bond.
Hi, hello, welcome everybody. We are going to have a great time here today. Why? Because today's topic is something that affects everyone's life. I'm Paula Bond, and I am the leader and founder of this organization, Know Better to Do Better. When you know better, you have every opportunity to do better. That's what we feel, that's what we know, and that's what we've experienced. And so over time with these podcasts, we are now going to give girls that voice so they can hear about it. This is a girl's perspective. So thank you all so much for joining us. Please follow us and join us there on social media. We are at We Know We Do, and also you will find us on Facebook at Know Better to Do Better. Facebook if you're over, 30? And all of the other ones if you're younger. We are there. My guest today is Dr. Jennifer Charles, and she is here to speak up with us today. Dr. Jennifer Charles is an expert in the field of autism. Dr. Charles and her team are working with those diagnosed with autism, teaching them they can do anything someone without their diagnosis can do. We're going to dig deeper into that with Dr. Jennifer Charles in just 1 minute. We'll be right back. Hi, it's Paula Bond, founder of Know Better to Do Better and author of the book, Social Media, Say Hello to Social Skills. Parents, do you ever struggle with what's appropriate and safe for your daughter when it comes to social media and the internet? Well, Mom and Dad, we got your back. Social Media, Say Hello to Social Skills is the book every parent should read and share with your tween-aged daughter prior to giving her a device connected to the internet and without parental controls. Parents, it's time you and your 11 to 14-year-old daughter mastered social media through a healthy dose of social skills. Her bright future may depend on it. Order your book today at our website, knowbettertodobetter.org. That's know with a K, knowbettertodobetter.org. Social media, say hello to social skills. And I really want to jump right into this topic here because you know what? Autism is something that affects, I think, most families. If someone in your family, if there's not a child, a grandchild, a nephew, a niece, somebody that you have directly in your family with autism, I would think that your neighbor or someone across the street, or certainly someone that's going to school with your children, might be affected in some way with autism. And so today we're going to talk about the good news here. So let me start right away. Dr. Jennifer Charles, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about your business and what you do. But first question, what is autism? Can you please define that for me?
Autism is a spectrum. The full name is Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD. And so that means you can have someone that, could be living a life just like you and me to someone that may require lifelong care and assistance. So the main ways that it affects people are usually through communication and social skills. But cognitively, most of the time, people with autism they have IQs just like you and me, or even higher.
Even higher.
Even higher
And I
sometimes.
have noticed that. We have a video that you were kind enough to send. I want to show that in just a moment. But first, tell me about the company that you organized.
Right. My company is Building Block Resolutions, and what we do is we work one-on-one with children with autism. We go into the home, into the school, into the playground, even the supermarket. Wherever there's a problem, or some behaviors that need to be fixed or modified, we could go into that situation and work with the children. Usually it is paid for by insurance. Now with the current laws, everyone qualifies.
Oh,
So that is
that's a good thing.
someone asked me the other day, oh, will the people in the Black community qualify? I'm like, of course. So that's one thing. Most people do qualify if your child is diagnosed with autism. The law mandates that you can get services. It also comes with parent consultation, because we can be with your child for 3 hours a day, but a parent is with their child for the entire
That's right.
day.
What's that website?
www.buildingblockresolutions.com.
Very good. Let's take a look. Here's a brief video that you all sent us.
Sure.
Has your child been diagnosed with autism? Building Block Resolutions offers applied behavior analysis, ABA, a scientifically proven method to help children with autism. With ABA, a qualified autism professional will meet you in the comfort of your home to discuss your child's specific needs. We will provide a treatment plan for a fun, caring, and trained professional to work one-on-one with your child and yourself. We work with most insurance companies. Call today to find out more.
That's a good start. That's really a good start there. How does someone with autism, how does their learning differ from someone who doesn't have autism?
I think the way we learn, we take a lot of things for granted, whereas children with autism may need things to be broken down for them a little bit more specifically. And then so that's when we come in, is we identify where their deficits are, and then we may have to practice saying hello to people. And they may not see the importance of eye contact and, facing someone when you talk to them, or different things. And sometimes we just have to show them those aspects. Like I said, communication and social skills are usually the areas most highly impacted.
How do you get so interested in this field?
It is a very interesting field. I mean, right now it's about, like you said in the beginning, you can't have a conversation without someone saying, yes, I know someone with autism. So I felt pulled because that's where the area of greatest need was.
Why are the numbers, and this is a presumption, but why are the numbers for autism higher than years ago?
You know what? Nobody knows. Really. I mean, it seems to be growing every few years. Just a few years ago it was 1 in 62. Now I heard the latest number was 1 in 40. So I don't know what it's going to be in 20 years, but it just seems like it is growing. And researchers don't know. It could be environment, could be food. I mean, they're saying it's not vaccinations. So.
I was going to ask about the vaccinations, and people are thinking that, okay, I'm not going to have my child vaccinated because autism comes from that. Speak to that a little bit.
Well, there are worse things in life than having autism, like the measles and other things that can actually kill your child. So I'm not saying it causes autism, but hypothetically, if it did, there are worse things than having autism. And I think those vaccinations are very important to the health and safety of the children.
This program, A Girl's Perspective, is all about girls speaking up, and we're the girls this time speaking up. But usually we have girls here 11 to 14 years old. We really want to speak to them. So if they're at school, they have friends with autism, or they see someone around the school with autism, how do I, as a 10, 11-year-old girl, react to and treat someone with autism?
Well, I'm sure they notice that in their classroom, there might be someone in their classroom with autism. There's a big push to get people integrated, because the studies have shown that their cognitive abilities are just fine. And if they learn the social skills, then they can thrive in the society. So make friends with them. Be kind to them. That's all they're really looking for. And although their social skills may not always be honed, they're aware when people don't like them or think they're weird, and that may make them further go into their shells. So I would encourage girls to try to befriend them and be understanding.
And as we wrap up here, let's talk a little bit about, from the parents' perspective, talk about the independence, because I would imagine that every parent wants that special child to have good services and be able to have a modicum of independence in the same way that their other children do or will. How do they gain that?
Yes, and so the studies are showing that to raise a child with autism, it's going to be over their lifespan something like $2.6 million. And when they are not independent, the figures are going to be even more. And sometimes that burden doesn't fall on the family; it'll fall on society. And then a parent doesn't want to put their child in a home, and so it's really important to push for independence. I would say anticipating situations that the child may be in and simulating them before they get there so they'll know how to handle themselves.
That's good. I like that. I like that. Give me one other really great tip that if I have a child, maybe I'm not even sure if my child does have autism. What is it that I should do?
Spend lots of time with them. I find that a lot of homes are not spending enough time with the children. There's a lot of got to go to work, got to get ready, got to eat dinner, have to do the laundry, have to mow the lawn, what about just one-on-one quality time where there's no judgment, there's no rules, there's just, hey, let's just hang out. And that's going to give them more freedom to be themselves.
I hope that parents as well as young folks have found this interesting and fascinating. I know we didn't solve the world's problems here in just these few minutes, but if someone does want to continue the conversation or at least go to the website, take a look, see what you got there, get more information if I do have a question about autism. Again, please let me know what's the website that I'm going to.
It's www.buildingblockresolutions.com. And if you have any questions, you can always call our office. There's always someone that'll walk you through. Even if you're like, I don't even know if my child has autism, what can I do? We have someone that can walk you through it.
And walking me through it, tell me what that's going to be like, Jennifer, because I think it might be a little scary. I'm at home, I'm nervous, I don't really even want to do this. Okay, I've made the decision, I'm going to go and find out. I come to the office, just give me the first kind of 2 or 3 basic steps before we wind up here today.
The first thing is just don't be afraid. I think there's a big stigma, especially in the African American community, to get your child diagnosed. When you have that diagnosis, it does open up a whole lot more. It's not a death sentence. It actually tells you what the roadmap is to help your child be successful. So I say be excited. That's the first step. Be excited about it.
But you mentioned something that's so important because a lot of times folks won't even go to the doctor because they think they're going to hear bad news. Well, but if you got something, you at least want to go to the doctor and get it diagnosed and find out what's going on.
Well, I really need to say this because early intervention is going to be the key, because the earlier that you catch it and start to treat it, the more likely that the child is going to be leading a more normal, typical lifestyle. But then sometimes if the problem persists for too long, there may be a point where, well, they're too ingrained in their ways and it's going to be much harder to treat.
What's the best age that they should bring their, well, we won't even do that because you know what, if they're a little bit older, I don't want anyone to feel that they shouldn't bring their loved one in. Thank you, Dr. Jennifer. This has been good.
Thank you so
Very
much.
informative. Well, you have heard from the expert. This is not just me and my opinions here, but this is the expert, Dr. Jennifer Charles. Building blocks.
Block with no S.
Building block.
Resolutions.
Yes. Building block resolutions. Check us out, please. We are there on Facebook at Know Better to Do Better. You can find us on Instagram at We Know We Do. Reach out to us. Let us know. Maybe if we need to connect you with Dr. Jennifer Charles, whatever it is. If you have a question, we'd love to hear your thoughts there. Please, everyone, keep in mind that as we say here at Know Better to Do Better, first of all, pray to the Lord because He is listening. So whatever those questions or concerns might be, start first with praying to the Lord because He is listening. And remember, when you know better, you have every opportunity to do better. We'll see you next time. Thank you.